What's up, YouTube? Hey, so yeah, I am thinking about doing the Tiffany doll, but I'm looking over her structure and everything like that, and that's definitely going to be a challenge. Now I can do it. I know I can. I mean, I've done some pretty complex stuff in my life, but that has to be a decision that I have to be based off of how many people are wanting one because I can't do it just off of one person. Like it has to be multiple people that are like, yeah, I want to see you build the Bride of Chucky Tiffany or whatever. Because guys, I think there's so many different dolls out there with Tiffany that don't look none like the Tiffany in the movies, other than the Trick or Treat Studios, and that one's still kind of questionable because as I'm looking over that one didn't look at. But I mean, it was close. Don't get me wrong. My only situation is it's a $500 doll. Now, don't get me wrong, I would love to build it. I would love to make something really cool out of it. The problem is that with her neck, I don't know. Let me see something. Hold on. Give me one second. Give me one sec. Oh, never mind. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely it's definitely going to be um a a challenge for sure because I've never messed with her. I don't know what her internals are. I don't know how um, how she would be structured wise. Like there's a lot of different ways of looking at her. Now, the problem with it as well is that I don't have nothing to go off of. I have no way to know her head wise. Now people are like, well, you can mold her head. They're like, yeah, I can do that, but guess what? I don't have the structure for her head for the silicone. So that means I would have to make my own head pretty much. And so uh, it would definitely be a challenge. But it looks like um, um, it looks like it would be something possibly that I could work with, that I could do. Uh, and I could definitely make it work. It would definitely be an interesting situation because of how far her neck sticks out and how her chin sticks out as well. Because without that actual structure behind her, the silicone wouldn't work. So I would literally have to make her own skull and everything, just like how I made it with the good guy, which I know how to do. I'm not worried about that. But if I'm going to build this doll, then I need to make sure that it's worth my time and it's worth somebody else's time because this is a $500 doll. And if no one buys this doll, I'm stuck with it. But then people are like, oh, well, you would still have it as the Bride of Chucky or the Seed of Chucky as a collectible. Guys, I'm not a collector. I am far from being a collector. I've never been a collector. I only have these dolls because no one buys them. And it puts me in a financial strain. Not literally a strain, like I am okay financially, but what I'm saying is I don't want 20 creepy dolls in my house. Like it's just not my thing. I do know that if somebody buys this from me, it's a profit for me. Now, if I were to actually sell her and she's fully silicone with the mouth movement, the eyes moving, and everything like that. I don't know if I'll make her blink just because I don't know her structure. I would have to really do some developing and design to see if it's even worth it. But I will say this: the woman that bought the Bride of Chucky one is wanting me to build this one, and I'm 100% in. I just got to make sure it's financially a smart decision. Because if somebody's like, yeah, dude, I would so buy that if you did make it, great. But if nothing happens, I'm stuck with a freaking creepy Tiffany doll in the same boat. And I understand it would bring value, especially around Halloween, because a lot of people are like, man, Halloween is going to kick your butt if you put yourself out there too much. And it's true, because that's when I started selling my other stuff around Halloween, because people wanted it around Halloween. They don't care for it too much right now. The thing about it is, people would rather buy this stuff around Halloween than they would right now. I mean, it's summertime, it's hot outside, people are out swimming, hiking, whatever. No one cares about a creepy doll. Especially around Halloween, yeah, because everybody's in-house, and who doesn't like creepy stuff, right, around Halloween? It gets you in that mood. Kind of like Christmas. My son wants me to make a twerking Santa, which I think would be hilarious. But if somebody reached out and was like, dude, can you make me a twerking Santa? Yeah, I can, but not right now. Like, it wouldn't make sense because it's not Christmas. It's all about seasons, and that's why I'm a little hesitant on making her right now. Because if I don't, it could go up in price, or it could stay the same, or it could be discontinued, or I might not be able to get my hands on one again. So it's a question and doubt as well at the same time. But the engineering that had to go into this, the design, the build, the creativity, the painting, everything would have to be spot on. Now, she does not look crazy hard to build. Like, she looks pretty simple. But at the same time, I have to take into consideration to myself, you're the one that's spending this money. No one else is. So that's where I have to fall into that. And by the way, guys, I am making good guy eyes for those who are wanting them. They're 26 millimeter eyes only. I'm not doing anything other than that. Because I've noticed, guys, 30 millimeter eyes for these good guy dolls are way too big. They don't set right, and they don't turn the way you want them to. And on top of that, the way that I'm building these and creating these is with resin as well, with the plastic around them. And so therefore, I think a 26 millimeter is perfect for the design, for the eye. Because I've noticed any higher than that, it struggles to look left and right. And so I'm not basing off of a human eye, I'm basing off of a doll eye. And so therefore, if you're interested, I am building those, and they're going to look freaking awesome. They take time, of course, just like anything else. So if you are interested, great. If not, no worries. They are going to be a little bit of a resin, but also plastic. And so that's the benefit of 3D printing. But at the same time, I need to make sure that this is something that I want to do as well. Because if I just do it off of who wants me to build it, of course a lot of people are going to say, yeah, because they're not coming out of pocket. But at the same time, maybe that's a benefit to me, because if I honestly, I'm not kidding you, I have not seen a silicone Tiffany doll at all, matter of fact. I probably look and see if there even is a such thing as a silicone. Let's see. Oh. Nope. I mean, I'm not seeing anything. And I just... I mean, I'm seeing one, but wow, what in the world? I just don't know. Like, and they're asking $5,000. Holy crud! Like that's crazy to me, right? Like, let's see. Yeah, $4,000. And as you can see right here, it looks like, I mean, her teeth are way back there, which I don't know is a good thing, but this is how much they're asking for it right there. $4,000. And so that's one that I see. That's it. I don't see anything else. Like, that's a lot of work. And the person that did it was they personally sculpted. So that's a lot of work. That's a lot of talent. But when people start saying, "I'll give you 150, I'll give you 2," that's very disrespectful to me personally. Because you're not the one that's building it. You're not the one that's designing. You're not one that's taking the time to do it. You're not the one that is promoting it. You are not the one that's taking money out of your pocket to design it. Shame on whoever offered $150 for that. That is ridiculous. And that's the sad part, guys, is that people don't understand what it takes to build these. And if you can build these and they're that easy, why aren't there tons of them out there? There's not. Because it's a very small spectrum. People don't understand the engineering and the design and the construction behind these. They think, oh, it's an easy build. Well, then if it's easy, you do it. It just takes skill, guys. It takes time. It takes practice. It takes motivation. Because, guys, let me tell you, building these, you got to be motivated. And I am definitely motivated when there's money involved, because that was the whole reasoning why I did this. To make money and to make a following. Because guess what? She's a subscriber now. And I cut her an amazing deal, because I think I have these for $650. And I took almost $200 off. Because after taxes and everything, it came out to, I think, $456 or whatever. But when they took their cut and everything, yeah, I think I made around a measly $300. But you know what? I gained a subscriber. I gained a supporter. So it's really not about the money per se. It's more about the following. But I don't want to break even either. That's, but when you first start out, you can't be picky. Like, I can't sit there and say, oh, well, I want more. No. If I sell it to you for that price, then that's what I'm comfortable with. Because A, it's just going to sit here, or B, I'll never make them again. So why do you think I created my channel? Is because I want to create things that nobody else does. And if they do, they're asking a ridiculous amount of money for it. And that is a fully silicone Tiffany doll. Now, her teeth are a little farther in and everything like that, but that's just how they designed it. And with that, it's about technique. It's about design and building, and that takes a lot of money and a lot of time to make something like that. And then it says, I made this partially screen used molds. The head was personally sculpted by me. So like that takes skill, guys. You can't just do this out of a one day thing. You have to understand art is art. And I'm an artist. I am a designer. I am an engineer. I am a creator. I have been doing this for so long. And I guess that's why I let it go for so cheap, because guys, I can build these all day long. But you get the average person that doesn't understand the mechanics or the engineering or the math or the physics or how to even build something like this, it takes them a lot longer. And so that's why when you buy it from us, you're paying for our time plus our abilities. It's what we're worth. It's not about the Bride of Chucky. It's what we're worth. And I believe that this doll should have been way more, but I got a subscriber out of it. And what does that subscriber do? She tells her friends. And then her friends are like, oh man, that's awesome. And then they see my build and they're like, wow, where'd you get that? It's a steady chain, guys. Now, I'm not sitting here saying if her friends were like, hey, I need him to build me one. Oh, I need him build. I would do it, of course. But they would have to understand the stipulations. They would have to understand the time frame. And I'm pretty sure she would explain to them, hey, this takes a while to build, just to let you know. I hope you can be patient. Now, if you're an impatient person, that probably wouldn't hit me up, because I try to do my best and I try to take my time. Those hairs on his eyebrow, oh my gosh, dude. 2, 3, 4 hours. Just sitting there steadily, just punching them holes. Punching. There's probably 1,000 hairs right there. That's a lot, guys. That's quite a bit, actually. So imagine if I can, and you also got to remember too, when I punch these, I have to do a weird, like little curvature to allow it to stick into that silicone. Because if I don't, it won't stick. It'll just be pulled out with the actual, matter of fact, I'll show you what I use. Sorry if this video is taking long. I'm just trying to give y'all pointers as well. If you do decide, I use these. And if you've ever messed with silicone, using pointy things are not always the best. So when I poke it, I have to do a little loop and pull it out. Because if I just poke it and pull it out, I can't release this, which means I can't release the hair. And so with that, I mean, there's all the hairs that I use. Oh, wait. Right there, like that's the hair that I use right there. One after the other. And so therefore, when I do this, I try to create it the best I can, movie-based. Now, I'm not saying it's 100% accurate, but I think it looks pretty darn good for what it is. And people are like, well, why don't you work for NECA or Trick or Treat Studios? Because like I said in my other videos, guys, I don't want to work for somebody else. Because, guys, when somebody pays you for your work, that's a job. And I already have a job. So, yeah, I'm pretty much doing this out of the love of creating and building, and with animatronics and robotics and engineering and all that. I use all my skill sets to make these. I mean, this takes years of practice and time and understanding the mechanics and how to make them work and how to keep them from breaking. Because, guys, if I just did it really fast and didn't think about it, it wouldn't look as good as it would if I take my time. And how long it would last? Not very long. Because to me personally, the more time you take on something, the better you'll be at it. It'll teach you practice and patience at the same time. Because when I was sticking those hairs inside the silicone, it was a challenge at first. And I was like, okay, how am I going to do this to keep it from coming out with the actual tweezers? Guys, I use tweezers to put hair inside of a silicone. Do you know how difficult that is? And then on top of that, I do this as one by one by one by one. I don't just push everything in at the same time. No, this is one by one by one. And let me tell you, if you're an impatient person and you don't have patience, that is going to challenge you to the fullest. If you have any kind of not be able to sit still or pay attention or whatever, that's going to affect you. And you're going to find out real quick how much patience you really have. But guys, I just want y'all to understand that I'm here for y'all as well as y'all are here for me. And if you want me to build something, great. But also understand it has to be an incentive on the side, because I cannot build something without a return investment, ROI, return on investment. So if I sell a Tiffany doll for $500, fully silicone with the face, what am I making out of it? Nothing. I'm making zilch. I'm actually spending more money just to build it than I am to make any profit. I mean, dollars right there, and I think they're around 150 to 200. I think they're somewhere in that area. I mean, that right there alone is expensive, and then on top of the paint and the silicone and all that, and the engineering that you have to deal with, and then all the basics of designing the mechanisms to make the eyes move and blink and all. It's a lot of work. And so therefore, when y'all buy my stuff, you're buying it for my abilities, my intellectual abilities, and my skill set. You're not just buying a Bride of Chucky or a Tiffany doll. You're buying something that I created through my abilities. Just like how God created us in his image, I am creating something in that image, because it's not easy. So understand, if you buy one of these, understand it's going to take 2-3 weeks. And that's all I have to say on that matter. God bless. Have a beautiful day. Like, subscribe, share, and comment. Remember, Jesus loves you. Remember, God loves you. Take care of yourself. Be kind to others. And be patient. Patience is a virtue. And I'm still on the fence with the Tiffany doll. So bear with me. Take care. God bless. And leave it in the comments what you think. If I get a lot of people interested, great. But if I don't, unless I have a serious buyer over this Tiffany that's going to pay me way more than what I bought the doll for, great. But if it's something that's going to challenge me to not make anything or put me in the hole, not worth it. Anyways, take care. Sorry I was rambling on. I just want y'all to understand the principles of all this. I understand you're not dumb. You understand what I'm saying. But I have to elaborate a lot of times, because a lot of people, believe it or not, when you put something on Facebook or eBay and you give them exactly the definition of what you have, they will still message you and be like, how does it work? And you put it in that definition and put it in that little message, they still are going to ask the same thing you've already explained. So that's why I'm just being very vigilant about it. I'm being very open about it, and understand I'm not mad. I'm not upset. I just want to be able to express. I've said this multiple times, and I still get people asking me, not on YouTube, on eBay, and not Katina, just in eBay in general. They'll message me and be like, how does it work? And I've already put in the description exactly how it works. And I've even put my YouTube channel, and they still ask the same thing. So that's why I'm just trying to push it as much as I can. Take care. God bless. Have a beautiful night. Bye-bye.